Welcome back, hope you enjoyed the ad break, but on to more fun and important things. More motorcycles here at the AMID Motorcycle Expo. It's definitely been a pumping weekend and a lot of the stands are doing some good business, but I have to tell you, without a shadow of a doubt, the busiest stand at the show is Yamaha. And Peter Wilkins, he's the man responsible for all things Yamaha in South Africa. I've got a sneaking suspicion why you stand so popular, and it might have something to do with this. What have we got here?
Well, people say we cheated a little bit, but with the help of Yamaha Europe, we managed to get all Rossi's bike. I think that was quite a coup. Go straight from here, in fact, to Intermont, and then from there to Arkman. So it sort of puts it into perspective where Yamaha sees the South African market, which we're quite flattered about.
I bet. Yeah, I mean, it's an honour to have this bike here, completely. And everybody wants to see a MotoGP bike, or obviously Rossi's bike up close, and it is a work of art. But that isn't all that's going on with you in Yamaha. Obviously, you've got a massive model range, but outside, you've been demoing something which is, we showed on the show a couple of weeks ago, and I've had a quick ride on it, the TriCity, or TriCity. How are we supposed to say it, Peter?
In South Africa, we call it a TriCity. Overseas, they call it TriCity. Electricity in this country, not too stable. We've chosen to label it the TriCity.
Is that going to be a big thing for you, do you think?
It is. It is something we're pushing to. We're trying to find the commuter who's not a biker by heart. So we're trying to find a new market, and I think this is what Yamaha is going towards, and I think we will win. And that's hence the reason for the Rossi bike coming, is because the designer of the M1 was taken away and given another project, which, believe it or not, was the little three-wheeler 125.
Well, it's supposed to be very good. Let me ride it and find out. You may remember this from a couple of weeks ago on the show where we talked to Yamaha about its new three-wheeler. Now, these things are normally ridiculously expensive, but this one, well, it comes in at just under 50,000 Rand, I think, and I have to tell you, it feels absolutely natural. It's exactly like riding a scooter, but up here, you know you've got two front wheels and there's very little chance of you using too much brake or losing the front end, which for non-experienced bikers who often buy these sorts of things for commuting, that's a serious concern. Now let me introduce Dale. Dale is the man who's working for Yamaha. Join me over here, Dale. It looks very complex underneath. It's something to do with a parallelogram, is it? I don't quite understand what's going on there.
Basically, the gentleman who designed Valentino Rossi's suspension in his motorcycle, who had an idea of making the fastest bike on earth, after he built Rossi's bike, he decided to take this on as a project. It works with parallelograms and a linkage suspension. His idea, he's got a bit of a fetish with the thing, to be honest, and he built this with the concept in mind that when you're cornering in the wet, in the dry, for non-experienced riders, that your suspension will actually flex and make it easier to corner.
Well, I don't know how he's done it. I can't profess to understand it. But as you saw with some of the curb shots and the other exercises designed to show you the articulation of the wheels, this thing can just about go anywhere. It's a small engine. It's a 125cc four-stroke, but it's plenty enough for commuting. And it's a lovely quality product. And I'm quite surprised that it comes in at just under 50, about 48,000 Rand. Well worth getting down to your Yamaha dealer to have a try of this, just for the experience. This is one of the great things about the AMID Motorcycle Expo. It's not just static exhibitions in the hall, and although they are lovely and you get to see all the newest, greatest, latest models, one of the greatest things about the show is that you can get to ride some of them too. So we've got Indian and Victory here, and who wouldn't like to have a go on one of these newest cruisers? I mean, Indians really are top of their game at the moment. And on the other side of the hall, we've also got Harley Davidson who are offering rides. So bear it in mind next year, you're not just walking around, you can go for a spin too.
With me is Brian Berger from Cardinals Motor Group. They are the importers of Indian and Victory. Brian, these demo rides, you know, does it work for you? Is this a good thing that you've done?
This is absolutely an exceptional thing for us. It's one opportunity we can show the consumer exactly and showcase our product and give them an opportunity to have to experience the brilliance of what we have on offer.
Now, we did a quick news piece on the show the other week talking about the new Indian Scout.
Yes.
When can we see this in the country?
Well, we get a European version motorcycle, which comes from probably production out of September. We'll have the bikes at the back end of December, and hopefully homologate January for consumption, end of January, February.
Any idea of price?
We want to bring the bike in at a very competitive price, sub 180,000 Rand.
Sure.
So it will be really at a price point that brings a new range of consumers to our brand.
I can't wait to ride it. Thanks, Brian.
Thank you very much.
Cool,
Appreciate it. Thank you.
This is Stuart Baker, and this is the Suzuki stand. It's been quite a good year for Suzuki because for once they've had some proper new models, the biggest of which has been the V-Strom. It's been good for you, is it, so far this year?
Definitely. I'm selling more than I can get in, so that's always a good sign. It's always nice to have a waiting list for the bike as opposed to having it sitting in the warehouse.
And it did very well in Bike of the Year. Didn't make the podium, but made a decent impression. And this bike I'm leaning on also looks set to make a decent impression. It's, what is it, an officially sanctioned special edition, Stuart?
Yeah, essentially it's a baseline GSXR 750. What you can do is you can buy the Suzuki Special Edition, which comes standard with the carbon fiber rims, genuine Suzuki tailpiece, and a Yoshimura slip-on. It's going to go for 172,000, and then from there, there's a list of extras as long as your arm, and you can customize it to suit however you choose. And each bike has a numbered plaque on it.
So even though it's got things like the carbon wheels and bits and pieces, and this one's got extras like the levers and stuff, which are delicious, by the way, it still stands with a full guarantee then, does it?
Still stands with a full 2-year guarantee as usual, unlimited mileage. It's basically to tie us back into the World Endurance Series, having sponsored the series for next year for the 4-8-12 series. We're endurance racers that have been winning for years, so we might as well get back into it and give it a run.
Seems like a natural fit, doesn't it? Let's talk to the organisers of the 4-8-12 series. This is Chris Shelby, and he can tell us. 4-8-12, what's that about?
Well, it's the format, really, of our endurance racing series. So you've got a 4-hour race, an 8-hour race, and then a 12-hour finale.
It forms a sort of mini championship, does it?
Well, yeah, it does, yeah. We've got a point scoring structure. So we've got 3 different classes. So you've got your national riders, you've got your club riders, then you've got your rookies, your track day guys who come get an MSA licence for a day and race. Now, they can all score the same points for winning the race. Most laps wins, so we're simplifying
Good
stuff,
old-fashioned rules.
making it fun. Yeah, you get stuck in, and if you're a rookie or a national rider, you can basically win the championship. Yeah.
So Suzuki are sponsoring this championship for you. This is
from next year. They're going to be the title sponsors.
Which means, I believe, there's some kind of tasty prize in the offing.
So Odin Power Sports have invested in a couple of GSXRs this year. So the winners of this year's championship are basically going to get a GSXR to ride in next year's series. So it's a fantastic prize. You don't often win stuff when you're racing.
How, I mean, this appeals to me. I can see me and Harry joining in with this. Where do we go to find out more details? Is there a website or something?
Yeah, the Suzuki website's going to have our details on it. You can go to our website, which is a mouthful, but it's opsracing.co.za. Or you can find us on Facebook at Odin Power Sports. So yeah, come find us, come join in. Get off the track days. It doesn't cost you much more. 4 of your mates. Racing is expensive, but if you've got 4 guys together, share the costs and come and have some fun.
Yeah, it is for and that's how I started. I remember doing track days and thinking, well, why not? Let me just take it a stage further. And I have to tell you, popping out of the bubble to outbrake someone, the first time you ever do that, you'll never look back. So, yeah, go visit the website and we'll see you out there. Me and Harry are going to be there, so come join us or knock us off or something. Well, as you can see, there's plenty going on here at the AMID Motorcycle Expo, but don't worry if you have missed it, because we'll be back after the break to show you more of what's going on in the world of motorcycling.